A drug dealer, nicknamed the Scouse Escobar, has had his massive jail sentence extended after being found with mobile phones in jail. Prison officers discovered Christopher Welsh Jr. had a phone in one prison and then, after he was moved, linked him to another illicit device. The 43-year-old is serving a 28-year sentence for two separate drugs conspiracies, including one which was managed by his father. Welsh Jr. was initially jailed in April 2013 for his role in a £200 million cross-border drugs network whose leading figures included his father, who was also locked up. The operation saw vast amounts of high-purity heroin and cocaine trafficked to Scotland. The gang's success led to Walsh Jr. enjoying regular holidays around the world. His spending power was such that it's believed that he blew nearly £60,000 to fly 40 friends and family members to Cancun for his wedding back in 2011. Modelling himself on the Colombian drugs baron Pablo Escobar, pictures showed friends wearing t-shirts emblazoned with Pablo Stag Do. Welsh Jr. was handed a 16-year sentence when a specialist police unit secured the gang's downfall. He refused to let his loss of freedom stop him in the sophisticated and determined criminal was back to trafficking heroin and cocaine just 2 months after being locked up. During the course of two separate conspiracies, Class A and B drugs with an estimated street value of up to £3 million were moved from Merseyside to other regions between July 2013 and September 2014. So guys, with regards to this story, I've come across some footage with regards to the original case. So check this out, guys.
Trafficking operation involving a Merseyside-based organised crime group that commenced at Tighton following intelligence received from Strathclyde Police. A group were extensively involved in supplying heroin and cocaine between Liverpool and Glasgow. The main principals of the investigation were Christopher Welsh Sr., his son Christopher Welsh Jr. and Mark Shields, who were all based in the Liverpool area. That group were responsible for orchestrating the large-scale supply of heroin between Liverpool and Glasgow. David McIver was quickly identified as a significant member of the group. He was observed travelling back to his home address with a package. A subsequent search of him and his home address revealed a significant quantity of cash in the region of £91,000, together with a substantial amount of Class A drugs. The investigation quickly identified the use of couriers using the rail system. Anthony Breen and Liam Clockworthy are pictured in the video, arriving at Glasgow railway station. They were subsequently detained at Preston railway station and Carlisle railway station respectively. In the pictures you can see the substantial amount of drugs and mixing agent that were recovered from Anthony Breen and Liam Clockworthy. The next significant activity took place on the 28th of July when a warrant was executed at Stephen Wood's home address. A press was recovered that contained moulds that matched the size of seizures from Liam Clockworthy, notably a rectangular press and a circular press which was similar in size and dimensions to drugs that had already been recovered. The couriers by now were travelling by vehicle to Glasgow. On one such trip, John Bowles was observed meeting up with Martin Feely, who seemed to hand him a package, and then following that he received a further package from Thomas Wallace. Police observed Bowles travelling back through Cumbria where he was stopped. A subsequent search of the vehicle revealed £53,000 in cash. The money that was seized from John Bowles had two names written on the cash, Feely and Caldy. This helped the investigation team identify two of the Scottish-based conspirators. Another safe house had been identified for the group, 16A Regal Walk. A warrant was executed there on the 8th of October and a large amount of drugs and mixing agents were also recovered. Over 100 officers from Merseyside assisted the arrest phase of the operation on the 18th of October when all the principal nominals were arrested in raids across Liverpool. Subsequently, a similar arrest operation took place in Glasgow on the 30th of October with support from Strathclyde Police. At 16 Joshua Close, the home address of Ronald Harnick, several seizures were made, including a cocaine press used to press the drugs, together with rings in the garden that appeared to match the drums of mixing agent that were recovered at other addresses. The address of Colin Harrison in Victoria Settlements, a briefcase was thrown from the premises as the police executed the warrant, which broke open on the floor. In the pictures you can see the contents, which contained a large amount of Class A drugs and mixing agents. At Stephen Tynan's house, you can see in the video Large amounts of drugs and mixing agents were also recovered. The home address of Brian Woods revealed several blocks of heroin that were recovered from the premises. The investigation led to the recovery of 32 kilos of Class A drugs, 105 kilos of mixing agent, with a combined street value of £12 million. However, the investigation team were able to show a further 111 trips that the group had made between Liverpool and Glasgow. The estimated street value of drugs from these trips was between 100 and 200 million pounds. This was a massive criminal enterprise that we've managed to disrupt as part of this investigation. The final piece in this jigsaw is now to remove any criminal assets that this group had made from this enterprise. They were clearly making significant amounts of money. In the photograph shown, you can see Christopher Welsh's wedding. Paid for all the guests to travel to Mexico. £57,000 was paid for the trip in cash, and that will form part of the proceeds of crime investigation. Clearly the t-shirts displayed by the group indicate that Christopher Welsh believed he was Pablo Escobar. Nobody's above the law and nobody's above Titan's investigations.
Welsh Jr. of the Wirral used a smuggled mobile phone and SIM cards to direct couriers north to Scotland. He received a 12-year sentence for his role in that plot, a punishment that was added to the 16-year term he was already serving. The 43-year-old found himself back in trouble with the authorities after he was twice discovered with phones in jail in 2020 and 2021. Last week, Command and Crown Court heard he was discovered in possession of an iPhone and a SIM card in HMP Weymouth, Lancashire in August of that year, and then after being moved to HMP Birmingham in Wales, he was found with a tiny Zanco mobile and a SIM the following April. The court heard that he used the mobile phones to contact family during restrictive prison regimes enacted during the lockdown. Welsh Jr. admitted possessing specified items in prison and was handed a 6-month jail term for the offences, a period that will be added to the 28 years he is already serving. So guys, this is a story coming out of Merseyside. If you can, please like, share, subscribe and comment. I'd really appreciate it. And also I've got another channel called Crimecast. I'll put a link in the description below so you can check out the next video. But I'd also appreciate it if you can go over there and just click the subscribe button and support that channel also, and I'll be uploading more videos on there. If you do have suggestions for videos, whether it's recent or whether it's from yesteryear, just drop a comment below and I'll have a look, and if I can do, I will do the videos on that. So once again, big respects and thank you to each and every one of you that keep supporting. And today it's regarding Levi Belfield and the confessions that he made a couple of weeks ago with regards to murdering a woman and her daughter. So go check it out guys, and if you can, please subscribe to that channel and check out the other videos on there.